It's AJ. I have this super big old board and I need to revive it. Let me see if I can get some better light on here. Let's see if I can. Let's see. I think that's a little better. I actually have glare because the window is behind the camera. Photography is just not my forte. Let's see if I can view this. There I am. So today I need to fix this board. It's an old board. It's been sitting around for a long time. So I dusted it off. I scraped off whatever, there's a painting underneath, but it really needs, it has a lot of chips. I like to always start my paintings with a super smooth surface. So that is what I'm going to do. It's really bizarre. I'm watching myself on my iPad and it's all on delay. That's okay. So this wax that was here for some reason is super yellow. That's okay. I have over here fresh new wax. It's the end of 2020. It's time to, I took out the old wax and time to freshen everything up. This can is almost done with the butane. I may have to. But I think in 2021, I want to work a little bigger. I have the studio now all to myself. My studio mate moved away. So I'm all by myself in all this space. So, I don't know if you can see, I have this huge, this brush is 7 inches wide. When you're working big, you need to get your wax down, and you want it to be smooth, you need to have the right brush. You can see it's kind of dragging a little. That's okay. It's all good. I'm going to fuse this layer. I'm going to use this. Since I put the wax on from left to right, and it shifted, and I'll put on some fresh coats. You can see it's hot now, so the brush glides. Of course, I have to fuse again. So for those of you who are watching, you can't see it on the camera, but when I see the shine, I know it's fused, and then I can go on to another area. I always prep my boards the same way. I'm going to fuse again. And remember when you're fusing, it's not like this. It's slow and steady. Now, I am getting some air, little bubbles here, but that doesn't bother me. It's all good. Not a big deal. This will be my last coat, and then I'll start figuring out what colors I want to work or what do I want to do. Sometimes I have a game plan, and sometimes I don't. Right now I have a vision in my head of something, and I didn't sketch it out or anything. I'm kind of probably just going to wing it because it's kind of like, I'm just in that kind of mood. So I do have a couple of bubbles here, and I'm going to use my smaller, my Iwatani. I want to use a soft to get those out. A really soft flame here. I'm just going to touch those areas. The other torch I use because it's faster and more efficient when I'm working large, or if I'm prepping a lot of boards. And this other one is propane and this is butane. But I see some spots. I'm going to let this cool a bit. Actually, I'm going to turn the air on a little bit. I know it's December, but I'm in South Florida. Today's the first day of winter, but it's very warm out. And I'm going to bring back what I want to work with. I'm going to work with my iron today, this iron. It's like a crafting iron. I got them from a model shop. I bought a few of them. I think one of my other YouTube videos has the link to it. It's called a Hanger 9 heat sealing iron. And of course, I don't have enough outlets as usual. That's okay. We always figure it out. Because I need to wipe my iron all the time, I need to set up a bunch of paper towel. I had to go look outside my window. The sheriff is next door. Wonder what's going on. This has a lot of heat on it, so I need it to cool down for a minute or two. So my vision for this painting, I want to do things like with light and darkness, so I may divide this down with a piece of tape so I can have the differences. So nothing like good old blue painter's tape. Okay. So this is more just so I can. So I think this side. I just filled up my melting pot with fresh beeswax, and it is so wonderfully scented now in the studio. It is yummy. Yummy, yummy. Okay. Like I said, I have an electrical issue. I set up everything to be left-handed today. I'm right-handed, but have no fear. I come from a left-handed family, and my husband's left-handed, so it's not a big deal. So I'm gonna plug in this. I'm gonna heat it up. It's still a little warm. Let me sit. I'm working with a sprained ankle. So. Okay. I don't know, I think this is indigo. This is just, takes time to heat up. I've been using this iron a lot, more so, it's, I don't know, it's kind of my thing. I think I got enough heat on this. We'll see. The good thing about encaustic is there's never a problem. You could just melt it or scrape it away. So I had this vision where, I think because in 2020 with COVID, like light and dark and the darkness of times, and it's really hard to, you have this global pandemic to really focus and not think about horrible things. So I need a little bit more heat. When you work with encaustic for 20 years, you people always ask me how hot is your palette, which you kind of just start learning. Different colors react differently. So, and also the movement of this, the iron. If I stay in one place too long, I'll melt into the base. This painting has a really lot of base on it. But I love, it's not going to come up camera, there's all these different levels now when I am maneuvering the paint. It's just wonderful. I always go off the edges. Sometimes I will melt them down a little. It's all about the building up to me of the layers. I put the tape there because I want to have a very specific demarcation line between, but that doesn't mean I end up taking it away later. Sometimes I kind of just, it's intuitive. I like to call it, I should call my series intuitive, maybe. I don't know. We shall see. I also sometimes need to change my direction, so I will use my other hand, or I can just move the painting. So this way I can get different movement, and also if I use my left hand, my pressure is going to be slightly different. But I want this to be really dark. I think I'm going to get a darker color. So this is, I think this is Mars Black. I don't remember which black it is. But sometimes I may put this on the easel to drip on it, which I think I may do. Or I'm probably going to prop this up. Good old trusty paper towel roll. Let's see. I need to drip. This is a big painting, so I probably need to lift it up some more to drip on it. Probably almost like that. Go back to the blue. I'm gonna get another shade of blue shortly. my blue and my black are kind of merging together, but it was enough to get, it's almost reading like indigo, even though it's black, but that's okay. It's all good. I need to get I will stop at some point and give a total fuse, but my iron is fusing right now. Yeah, another color. I've never used this color before. It's Eggplant Violet by Evans and Caustic. It's his limited edition. Don't know how long it's been sitting in my box of ink. But I'm gonna move this way because I want some movement this way. Got my handy dandy roll of towels, which is acting as my lean-to. That's pretty. Let's see. I don't know if it shows up on the camera, but when I pull the color, I get all the different intensities of the violet. I'm not a purple person, but my husband is. His school colors his entire life has been purple. So he's a Northwestern grad, and they're all about the purple. If I don't like any of this, I can scrape it off. But I usually don't. I may do a scrape or two. There's a lot of texture that's building up here. It doesn't show up on the camera, but it's looking nice. I'm gonna work on this area. Sometimes I'll stop and I'll scrape when I get a lot more color. Kind of seeing how this develops. Sometimes I may stop and fuse and put a layer of encaustic medium if I want to preserve this and not have another layer interfere, which I probably will do in a minute. I have to think about it. But I think I want to move some ink this way. Some ink this way. So in order to do that, we need to do a flip. Because I want to move color this way. I like process. It's all about process. I'll scrape that off. Too hot. Sometimes when I just move it like this, I'm fusing, but it won't show up here, a lot of texture in the color. Almost like a paintbrush. Oh, before I forget, let me take this off. Great thing about encaustic is I can just scrape it away as if it never happened. I'm gonna fuse this lightly. And then I'm probably gonna let it cool. And then I'm going to put a layer of encaustic medium. And that's how you get depth in your work. When you start building up the layers and you put in that clear encaustic medium between your layers. So this way your colors don't get muddled together. Are there times I want the colors to get muddled together? Absolutely. This is not one of them. I think I need something, I need something more right here. Because I want to make sure that I have that base between. Now sometimes like, I put too much. You can always smear it out. It's a technical term. Smear it out. Some people ask me, how do you know when you need to fuse? You just know. You start learning it. I mean, you're supposed to use, I was always taught to fuse every layer. But this I'm considering to be one layer. So it's going to get fused. And it's not flat either. I may scrape it back, I may not. I probably won't. I don't scrape until I get to my top layers. So let that set for a minute. Now, what I would actually do is remove my tape and work on this side. So that way this is all part of one layer, and then put my encaustic down. Now I have to decide what I want on this side. Or not, I can still work on that side and leave this side separate, but I kind of think I want to work it together. A little too much heat, I don't want to put my tape down on it. I think what I'm going to do is put down my clear encaustic from here over, fuse, let it cool, and then work on something else. There's a lot of heat on this board. I can feel it, and sometimes that is not something I want. So I don't even want to put the clear on it now because this is still so warm that I know if I put my clear encaustic down, I'm going to smear it, and I don't want it. I want to preserve this. So right now, that's all I'm going to do on this board, and I'm going to go work on something else. So everybody, thank you for watching. Bye.